morning. All right, we got this one here. Let's see this. Will do right there. All right, we're gonna get started. So I want you guys to come out with child's pose, like I was saying. You guys in here, all you need is one set of dumbbells, maybe two sets if you want to have an option. But we're gonna be doing biceps, triceps, and shoulders in today's lift portion of this workout. But the first couple of minutes of it is gonna start by way of a little bit of a yoga flow, a little bit of a stretch. And then we're gonna get into some cows and core as well. So like I said, we're gonna make our way down to a child's pose here to start. Taking about 3 to 5 breaths just here in this child's pose to get ourselves grounded, get ourselves focused, get ourselves ready to make the most out of this next 30 to 45 minutes of total work that we're gonna have. Inhale in this child's pose, exhale, flow forward, come right through that baby, upward facing dog, elbows towards the rib cage, front side of the body is opened up from the hips right through the shoulders, looking up towards the sky. We want to look over that left shoulder. As we do, we feel that right side of the body, that right hip lengthen. And same thing on that other side. Feel free to exaggerate the motion as we switch sides. Back to neutral, and then right away I want to come to a downward facing dog for the first time. So take your time getting there. Allow yourself to have a generous bend in the knees here to start. Almost shifting that body weight back towards the legs a lot more than you think you need to take the pressure off the arms, off the shoulders. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of body weight stuff, but a lot of higher intensity cows for this first couple of minutes, this first half of this workout. So the shoulders might take a brunt of it, but the more you're able to shift the body weight back to that in this downward facing dog, the less pressure on the shoulders. Shift that body weight to the left side a little bit as you straighten that left leg and bend that right knee. You feel that stretch through that calf and Achilles on this left side. Stay in there for a breath, then switching to the other side, taking our time as we shift our body weight from side to side. After that first rep on each side, we kind of pedal those feet out in place, but paying a little bit more attention to that side of the body that's feeling a little bit tighter than the other side. So my right hamstring, my right calf, my right Achilles needs a little bit more attention. So after I pedal my feet out a couple times, I'm going to hang out on that right side for an extra breath or two on this side. And then from here, I want to land down on my hands and my knees, and I want to come right back to a child's pose. Second time that we make our way into this child's pose, we're allowing ourselves to get down a little bit deeper into it, sinking down deep into it. Walking both hands to the left side of that yoga mat. As we do, we feel a good stretch through the right side of the body, starting right from that right hip, but all the way through that lat on the right side, maybe that shoulder as well. In every stretch we get on one side, we get on the other. So after a breath or two on this left side, we want to walk both hands over that right side of that yoga mat, coming all the way off that mat if we can. Taking that deep breath on this side here, feeling that stretch through the left side of the back. Coming back to neutral. Inhale in this child's pose. Exhale, flow forward to that baby upward facing dog. Only taking one inhale here, then we want to push back to that downward facing dog once again. Walking that dog in place a little bit before finding some stillness and raising our left leg up towards the sky. And right away, feeling that top left hip open. To feel that stretch through that left hip flexor. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of a strengthening in that right glute, that right hamstring of that planted foot. Land that left foot down and raise that right leg up and peel that top right hip over. Land that right foot down, land down onto the hands and the knees and come back to a child's pose once again. Just a little bit of a stretch through this yoga mentality to get ourselves started. Then we're going to bump the intensity up a little bit with some of those higher intensity cows. But right now we're in that child's pose. We're breathing in that child's pose. One more deep inhale in that child's pose. Exhale, flow all the way forward to that baby upward facing dog. Just an inhale here. We push back to that downward facing dog. Walk those feet in place just a little bit. And then we're right to our first higher intensity movement of the day, which is going to be our mountain climbers. From this high plank, we want to bring that right foot forward, then that left foot forward, but really try to land those feet. Think of depth through this movement the first time that we come through it. Get that top part of the body is in that strict high plank. That core is engaged. The movement of the feet is what is getting that intensity up for us. It's what's getting that heart rate up for us. And that is good. We lay down onto our knees. Inch back to that child pose. Inhale, exhale, flow forward. Baby, upward facing dog. Push back to a downward facing dog. Taking about 6 to 8 steps. Walk those feet up to our hands until we land up to standing. Right from here, I want to come right into a running in place now. Just being light on our feet. It's the movement of our feet that we're looking for right now. But then maybe you start to gradually get those knees up a little bit higher, getting up to about hip height if we can, or slow that pace down if and when you need to. Land down into that child's pose. Knees are wide, hips are back. That comforting recovery here. Taking 30 seconds to get from this child's pose back up to standing. So we want to make our way to that upward facing dog. Coming back for that downward facing dog. Walking those feet up to the hands. Let's fold forward one time. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come all the way down before coming all the way up to standing and into a baby back bend heel. You want to come through some body weight squats or a little bit of a squat jump if we can. So coming down slow, coming up off the ground, trying to land down into that soft landing with each rep that we go through. If that's too tough on the body, just come through those body weight squats if you need to, but looking for more intensity, more strength out of that upward facing movement now. Time, landing down onto our backs for the first time. Getting that heart rate back under control as we lay down flat on our backs. I just want you to hug your knees up to your chest. Focus on that breathing now. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Staying in this position for 30 seconds. We have taken 90 seconds to get that heart rate back under control before we move to some ab strengthening movements. But right now, it's just all about our recovery. Continue holding your right knee, let your left leg fall all the way down to that floor, all the way down to that yoga mat. That light pressure that we're applying to this right knee is giving us that little bit of a stretch through this right hamstring, but also maybe through this right hip as well if you're tight like I am here. 30 seconds with the stretch on this right leg, this right side. Now we've got that same stretch on the other side, hugging that left knee up towards the chest. 90 seconds of static stretching here to get our heart rate back under control after that higher intensity cow movements, 3 different movements there. We want to get a little bit of dynamic stretching next. I want to extend that right leg out straight, and I want to swing that right leg up towards the sky. That right leg is just about straight through the entirety of this movement. Looking for only about 8 to 10 reps on each side. Those hamstrings are failing from yesterday's workouts and the workouts throughout the week, from some movement throughout our lives. So we want to get those legs loosened up and ready to move. Good. Switch sides if you haven't already. Same 8, maybe 10 reps. And then we're ready to come through our first couple of ab exercises next. We got 3 different ab exercises coming up. Each one is 20 seconds on. We got 10 seconds to recover. That first one is coming to flutter kicks right here. One leg out, one leg up, and they alternate. 90 degrees we're shooting for, so that's that long and wide. As my right heel is almost down on the ground, my left toes are up straight over my hips. 20 seconds only, land those feet down. Take a deep breath there with the flat back before coming up to a comfortable seated position. Leaning back at a 45-degree angle, you want to come through some seated twists now. I'm interlocking my fingers, bring my hands to the sides of my hips. Leaning back so my heels are off the ground if I can. If and when that becomes too tough, keep those heels planted on the ground and just focus on that slow moving twist. 20 seconds only, that is time right there. Coming back down to that flat back position, maybe hugging those knees up to the chest here one more time. Taking a deep breath or two from this position here. We're ready for our third and final ab exercise of this circuit right here. And it's bicycle crunches. Right elbow to left knee, left elbow to right knee. 20 seconds of them. Looking for a little bit of pace here. Right to left, left to right. That back is flat. That twist of the upper body is getting those upper abs focused for us here. Time, land those feet down. Breathe while we're here. Roll back over to our child's pose. Let's get back over there now. My knees are wide. My big toes together. My hips allowed to sink all the way back onto my head. Breathing in this child's pose, this recovery-based position, this comfortable position is where we want to be. Inhale in this child pose, exhale, fold forward to that baby outward facing dog. We're going to come through the last half of this warm up a little bit quicker. From this upward facing dog, we're going to push back to a downward facing dog. And we're going to make our way up to standing, taking as many steps as we can. So 8, 10, maybe even 12 reps, really feeling those calves as we approach the top. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, come all the way up. Baby back bend here at the top. Inch yourself back towards the back of your yoga mat. Feet are shoulder width apart. Keep that heart open. It's an alternating forward lunge here. So I big step forward with my right leg, come all the way back. Then that left leg is stepping forward. Think of the strength of the front side of the body here. The front leg, that foot that is stepping forward, is driving us back up to standing. Barely any momentum between reps. We're not moving too fast here. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds to rest. We can rest right here. Turning off to the side of the yoga mat if you're on one, to keep your feet on them. We come right through our jumping jacks now. Being light on those feet. Looking for range of motion from the arms. Just that positive motion with the feet. Breathing, control while we're here. Time. 8 seconds till that buzzer goes. Third and final calisthenic movement of this circuit here. We come through some low impact burpees. It's that high plank at the bottom, wide feet, stand tall at the top. Looking for about 5, 6, maybe 8 reps for this 20-second buzzer, keeping us on as we are into the last 2 minutes of this warm up that turned into a workout over the last couple of minutes here.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. Feel free to modify into stepping back to that high plank and then stepping up to standing if and when you need to. Time, onto our backs here. Hug those knees up to the chest. We did 3 ab exercises so far. We got 3 new ones coming up to close out this body weight class on the circuit to start our day. We started off with flutter kicks earlier. The first exercise of this last circuit of this body weight warm up is going to be 90-degree leg raises. So those legs will be straight, hands under the butt. 20 seconds on, and 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Up and down we go. Full seconds of work here with that focus on the purpose of this movement. The midsection, control the movement of our legs. Time. Let those feet come down. Take a deep breath here. Then our legs are going to come up. They're going to stay up straight. I'm going to release my arms up over my head. I'm going to try to get my shoulder blades off the ground and reach my hands up to my toes without much movement, without any movement at all with the legs. When the legs were moving, that focus was on the lower abs. No movement of the legs, only movement of the upper body. The focus comes to those upper abs. 20 seconds of them. That is good right there. Let those legs come down. Third and final movement of this last circuit. We put those last 2 together for some jackknives. The legs come down, the arms come down at the same time. Everything eats over the midsection. Down and up we go. 20 seconds of them, a couple more reps of them. We are ready to keep this moving now. Another rep, 1 more rep. 9. Breathe, drink some water up if you need it. We'll be making our way up to standing for our first arm strengthening circuit of the day, the whole rest of the way. That's going to be our focus. Biceps, shoulders, triceps are going to be the focus of the rest of this workout. And throughout the rest of this workout, it's going to be an endurance phase of strength training, high rep, lightweight, short recovery, 3 exercises of each strength movement. Bicep curls is going to be our first one. We got 3 seconds till that buzzer. Shooting for 12 to 15 reps. There's our start right there. Endurance phase, strength training, looking for lean, long muscles. Toning the biceps and thinking about the biceps throughout the entirety of that movement. 12 to 15 reps. We're going to mix in each one of our exercises that we've done in that warm-up at least one more time. That means we're going to get some high-intensity ones out of the way early. Mountain climbers, 20 seconds only. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. 20 seconds only. Even if mountain climbers are your least favorite thing to do in the world, you can do anything for 20 seconds. And it's just killing time while our biceps are recovering. Active recovery. Time. A deep breath as we stand tall. Set number 2, we come back to those bicep curls. Looking to get results from repetitions. Repetitions of these bicep curls. Toning the arms. Looking for failure when and where we can. Finding it safely. And finding new ways to reach for new levels of failure. All while at the same time get the results that we're desiring. Weights come down. A deep breath or 2. Light on our feet, walking or running in place. Light on them now. Release those arms, let those arms kind of shake around, get some recovery, and come into that purposeful run in place. That last 10 seconds of this is a little bit faster than that first 10 seconds of this. Time. 2 sets down, 1 set to go. We got those bicep curls. Good. Third and final. Ready? Let's go. Form always the focus. In this third set, though, when that failure comes, modify. Go to alternating curls so that you get fewer reps in, or go to a single dumbbell curl and still burn out those arms. Weights down, body weight squats or squat jumps, depending on how your body is feeling. Control of that movement. Purpose through that movement. Time. Breathe, recover. We got 30 seconds of it. All right. Shoulder press coming up next. Shoulders is our focus of this second circuit. Much like that first one looked, the higher intensity stuff was our active recovery. Leaving the higher intensity stuff alone for this next one. Coming through 3 different ab exercises. High intensity work here though with that short recovery. Just under 10 seconds till that buzzer goes. Coming to a split stance. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Palms facing forward. Right from the rib cage with the elbows straight up over the head. Not as much explosive here as control. 12 reps, anywhere around there is good, depending on how heavy those weights feel for you. That means if 10's feeling like a struggle, call it a 10. If 12's feeling easy, push through to 15. But either way, we let the weights down gently. We make our way down onto our backs. We got ready for our ab strengthening movements for our active recovery. Flutter kicks, let's do it. First time through each ab exercise, we're only on for 20 seconds. Coming through each one of these one more time. So we're going to go buzzer to buzzer on these ones. So it's going to cut into our transitional time, meaning on the buzzer. We got only 30 seconds till that next one. But we got to transition up to standing. We're gonna grab our dumbbells. We're gonna get our 12 to 15 reps in again. There's that buzzer right there. Transition up safely. Stick that starting position, and we're back to it. Getting up and getting down becomes part of our work here. 10, 12, 15 reps. Feel free to modify it for when you need to. Lighter dumbbells, whatever you need to do. Down below, seated twist. Next, control. Again, feel free to have those heels on the ground to take some momentum out of this movement. With that purpose in our twist. It's almost like with your breath, you want to twist both shoulders so that your chest is square to the outside of your hips over there on each side. More purpose to that movement. It might take reps away, but that's okay. That core engagement is what we're looking for. Time, 2 sets now. 1 set to go. Stick that starting position safely before that first rep. 8, 10, 12, 15, anywhere around there. That buzzer is keeping us honest. That failure is looming. So be careful whenever you lift anything up over your head. Modify early when you need to. Coming down for those bicycle crunches now. Down to that flat back. Right elbow to that left knee. Left elbow to that right knee. There we are. "30 full seconds up, and we got to earn that recovery with more reps right through the finish, right through the end. Time. Let those feet down. Breathing and drinking. Making our way up to standing. We got some bent over tricep extensions coming up next. Toasting the arms here. That's the design of this workout. But that endurance phase and the supersetting of our work, the 30 seconds on and then 30 seconds of a secondary exercise, keeps that heart rate up throughout the entirety of this workout. And that is what we're looking for. Ready? Bent over, tricep extensions. My elbows come up, now they stay up. And I squeeze those triceps as I press my dumbbells back behind me. Trying not to jut my upper body forward as the weights come back. Being in control here. And again, more out of what we think about. Thinking about those triceps here. 12 to 15 reps, we let those weights down. We got our alternating forward lunges coming back here. Open up that heart. Almost that mountain posture of our upper body. Practicing good posture, even when we're working here. If these lunges are feeling easy, feel free to hold a dumbbell or two. And that front foot brings all the focus of our attention to driving back up to standing. That'll get that strength into that front hamstring. Tricep extension, set number 2. We grab those weights. We stick that form. 10, 12, 15 reps. Squeezing the triceps the whole time. Perfect to what we're doing. Weights down on that last rep, up to standing, up to standing for those jumping jacks. We do those alternating lunges first. 20 seconds only of these jumping jacks, and again, movement is our purpose here. Saturday morning, these workouts are designed to be short and effective. 30 minutes of strength cows and core for us. 30 minutes of some type of cardio for us is our goal. Time. One more set of those bent over tricep extensions. Approaching the tail end of our strength work. Came through a lot already. Even just that body weight circuit that we came through as our warm-up is workout enough for most people. That was our warm-up. We turn that warm-up into the backbone of our workout. And we're keeping that high intensity focus throughout. burpees, low impact. It's that high plank. It's those wide feet. It's standing tall through that squat. Modify if you need to. A good modification here is just stepping back to a high plank, almost staying there for a breath, and then stepping back up to standing. Feel free to incorporate that if you need to, or pick that pace up if you need to. Time, we got recovery. 1 minute recovery. We got one final circuit left for us here. Trying to put together biceps, shoulders, triceps into that complex movement that we've come through a decent amount of times this month. So from a standing position, we still got 45 seconds, so we go. So take your time. Hammer grip on our dumbbells. It's a curl. It's a neutral grip shoulder press that come together up overhead, and then into an overhead tricep extension. We're going to come through it as many times as we can in 30 seconds. But we got 30 seconds till that buzzer goes. So take your time getting up there. And it's our last circuit. If you think back to that warm-up that we did, the 3 exercises we haven't gone through yet are those ab exercises, leg raises, toe touches, jackknives. I just spoiled the dinner for us. We know what's coming now. It's just about getting through it. All right?
Let's put it that way, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I like to be surprised. Don't even know when they're coming. You know? Good thing we're all done with them. Ready? Curl, press, overhead extension. Now, if and when those weights become too tough, go to a single dumbbell early on this movement and bring the focus to the 3 different body parts that we've been trying to target throughout each movement that we come through. The biceps, start this off. The shoulders, throw them up. The triceps come into that extension. One more rep here. Curl, press, extension down onto our back. We mix in 90-degree leg raises for just about 30 full seconds. I'll pause us with a second or two before that buzzer gets here so we can beat that buzzer up to standing. Taking each strength circuit that we came through, endurance phase and strength training, high rep, lightweight, light to moderate weight, and real short recovery. Time up to standing. Back to that complex movement. And throughout this whole workout, our recovery was active. Our recovery was supersetted with some type of this body weight list of movements that we did in that warm-up. So a ton of core, a ton of cals, a ton of calorie burn, but also that strength work has been focused to our biceps, our shoulders, our triceps to get basically 2 movements in to each one. Legs up overhead, they stay there. Arms up overhead. Those shoulder blades come off the ground with that upper ab crunch. Time, 5 seconds to get up to standing. Last 30 seconds of strength of this movement comes by way of that arm complex. Curl, press, extension, back down through the center. Control each part of the movement. If it becomes too tough, skip one of them. Maybe you're just doing curls and presses. Maybe you're just doing presses to overhead extensions. Maybe you're just doing curls. Find a way to finish this up strong. Down onto our backs. Last 30 seconds coming by way of those jackknives. The arms are moving. The legs are moving. Hands meet those feet over the midsection. 30 minutes of strength, calves, and core. So remember, these workouts are designed as a warm-up, as sickening as that might sound, to any kind of cardio movement that you are looking for today. For us in-house, that's 30 minutes of strength, calves, and core. We're going to be going to some boxing and some movement. For those guys at home, whatever you're doing at home, you're getting out for 20, 30, 45 minutes of movement on your own now. Get out for a walk. Get onto a Peloton. Get something done. Great job. We'll see you soon, all right?